Hello, folks. So in this video, I wanted to talk about computer science terms or computer network terms, basically terminologies in computer science or software industry or computer networks, basically anything in the context of computers and digital world. So I wanted to start with say upstream and downstream, and I wanted to talk about why the name upstream, why the name downstream, right? Um, so just a moment, let me take a selfie. I look good. Let's get started. Let me tell you why, first of all, what upstream means in general. You can actually Google this. I was just Googling this to confirm what I had learned from, you know, there's also this term called downstream. These are kind of like opposites, right? You can call them as, I think it's called antonyms in English. Synonyms is similar words, and antonyms is like opposite words, basically opposite, up, down, upstream, downstream. So I learned about upstream and downstream in the context of computers and computer networks through Stack Overflow. There was a Stack Overflow answer. So let's get started on like why this term upstream and downstream. The term upstream is actually, or upstream and downstream is actually from the context of rivers, right? Rivers or any water body, right? So let's write down upstream and downstream here. And let's look at what upstream means. So usually, let's say you have a river, it's flowing. Usually there's a direction to the river, right? So usually there's a direction to the river. It's flowing around. Here it's all grass, let's say, right? And this is the river. So let me actually draw the river in blue, right? It's better that way. It's easier to understand. So blue, and let's keep it thicker. And so this is the river, right? And you have water flowing around, right? And water. So you have water flowing around, right? And around it can just be grass or something. The screen. So it can just be grass, right? Or something like that, right? Or sand or whatever, right? So now, which direction is the river flowing is the question, right? So let's say if the river is flowing in the direction of, let's say the river is flowing like this, right? In this direction, right? So if it's going like this, upstream basically refers to, let's say if there's a boat trying to go in this river, if the boat is trying to go opposite to the direction of this river, it's called the boat is trying to go upstream, right? It is about the direction, it is about moving in a direction opposite to the flow of a river or a water body, right? So that's what upstream means in the context of rivers or water bodies, right? And actually, it is an adverb and it is also an adjective, upstream. In adjective, it refers to moving, right? Or situated, right? If you say you are going upstream, it means you are moving in a direction opposite. Or if you say you are, instead of you are going upstream, instead you say You are upstream, you are at upstream, you're basically situated opposite to the direction of the flow. Let's say if someone is over here, right? Let's say someone is over here, A and then B. A would say B is upstream to say that it is on this side of the of A of the river in the opposite direction of the flow of the river. And if let's say so this direction, so the direction of the flow along the flow is called downstream, right? So B would say A is downstream because, or if there is a boat going to in the direction of the flow of the river, it would be called as the boat is going downstream, and usually when it's going downstream, like in nature, boats or anything, if it's going downstream, it will go seamlessly because it's going in the direction of the river. But if you're going upstream, that is against the direction of the river, then it's hard. You have to actually push through against the direction of the river because the river is trying to push you on this side and you're trying to go this side, right, in the opposite direction, upstream. So when you say downstream, so B would say A is downstream to say that A is situated downstream, is situated on the other side, on this side towards the flow of the river, and not like behind on this side, right? If B says upstream, B like something like say A is upstream, then it would be on this side of the river if the river is flowing like this, right? Like let's assume that the river keeps flowing around, then it would be on this side. Even for A, if it says B is upstream, it's on this side of A. If A says B is downstream, then it would be below on this side of the A, right? So it's about the situation or the position, not situation, sorry, situated, right? So it's situated somewhere or it's positioned somewhere or it's the moving direction. So it's the direction or the position, right? So in what do you say? In computer networks, you basically relate to the same idea over there in computer networks. Instead of river, you basically have a stream of network packets or data flowing through different systems. There can be different systems in between and whatnot. Let's say there are no systems in between and this is just a network wire or some wireless thing or whatever. It's a network, the medium of a network or media of a network, and B and A are part of the network. Then you would actually say that B is upstream or B is situated, like B is upstream, like when looking at it with respect to A, right? So for A, B is upstream, so it's on this direction. And it means that data packets are actually flowing from B and they're probably originating or at least originating as in maybe B is creating them or B is forwarding them from someone, like B is getting it through someone and then it's forwarding them or whatever or processing and sending it, but data is coming from B and is going to A, right? So that's what that means, right? And when you say, so basically when you say B is upstream to A, it means B is from B data flows to A, right? And when you say A is downstream to B, it means again from B, data flows to A, right? So it's all about the flow of data and how you refer to upstream, downstream. So upstream is all about the moving direction or the position or where something is situated or positioned or its position basically, right? Is it in the direction of the flow of the river or basically the data packets in the context of computer networks? Or is it in the opposite direction of the flow of the river or the computer network packets, right? So, yeah, that's what upstream and downstream are about. So, downstream along the flow, either the direction or position, right? And this is against the flow. Against the flow. This is in terms of direction or position. So now you don't have to ever get confused about what is upstream, what is downstream. Upstream is basically the place where data flows from, right, or reverse flows from, and or yeah, the data flows from in computer networks, and upstream means going against the flow of the river, or something is situated on the other side of the river and in a direction that is going against the direction of the river, right? And you have to like go in the direction against the direction of the river, the flow of the river, and reach that position where something is positioned or situated, right? And when you say something is located upstream, and when you say something is located downstream, it means you're going in the direction of the river or in the direction of the computer network packets, and either you're going in that direction or something is located in that direction, in the direction of the river flow or the computer network packet flow, right? So yeah, that is that. So direction or position, or moving direction, or situated somewhere, or positioned somewhere, direction or position against the flow is upstream, along the flow is downstream. And it's all about rivers and or flow of water or water body, and they relate that to computer network packets or data basically. So that's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.